So the cost of living in the United States has gotten so crazy that it has people considering leaving the United States and moving to another country, okay? Because it's so bad that people are just like, you know what, they're fed up and saying, you know what, my solution is just to move somewhere else. And in this video, I'm going to share with you a young woman who's talking about leaving the United States and moving to Europe, hoping to not have to deal with the cost of living here in the United States. So I'm just going to let her talk. It's about the video is about like less than a minute long, and then I'll break it down afterwards.
I show up to work every day with a smile on my face, but I'm over here paying $600 in insurance, $500 on a car note, $120 for a cable bill, $500 in credit card bills. Like, so you mean to tell me I give up 40 hours of my week to get money, enough money just to cover my bills, and I'm still supposed to enjoy my life outside of work 2 days out of the 7 days of my week? 2 of those days I'm supposed to handle my responsibilities and have fun with the little bit of money that's left over after my bills are paid, and then keep going back to work for 40 hours. And you only use 16 of my hours to have fun, and usually I won't use up all the 16 hours because I have other stuff to do. That's crazy. This is insanity. I think I'm gonna move to Europe. Yeah, that sounds like the best solution.
All right, let's run that back because I want to break this down. So
I show up to work every day with a smile on my face, but I'm over here paying $600 in insurance, $500 on a car note, $120 for a cable bill, $500 in credit card bills.
So all right, so she's paying what, $600 for insurance. I'm not sure if that's over 6 months, or maybe she got a really nice car, because $600 for insurance. Like, all right, I got a 2015 Nissan Altima, right? Nothing crazy, nothing fancy, and my insurance monthly, I pay monthly for that, but it was like $78 a month. So I'm not sure she's paying that $600 per month, because that is kind of crazy. Also, she's paying $500 on a credit card bill, right? Obviously that's something that you need to figure that out. Like, why are you accumulating so much debt? Okay. And then also she's paying $120 for cable. Like, she looks like a young female, right? Who still has cable, right? Like, who still has cable? Unless the only thing most people have now is just internet, right? Like, you just pay for internet. I pay like $50 a month for internet, and that's pretty much it. And she said her car note was like $500, which is probably not that, considering what people are doing these days when it comes to how much they're paying per month per car. That's actually not that bad. Like, I'm hearing $700, $800, $1,000 per month on a car note. So I guess $500 a month isn't that bad. But the $600, if she's paying $600 a month on a insurance, man, that's a lot. I'm hoping that's probably over 6 months. But knowing these days, maybe it's not the case. I don't know. But let's let her continue.
Like, so you mean to tell me I give up 40 hours of my week to get money, enough money just to cover my bills, and I'm still supposed to enjoy my life outside of work 2 days out of the 7 days of my week? 2 of those days I'm supposed to handle my responsibilities and have fun with the little bit of money that's left over after my bills are paid.
I don't know what it is. I don't know. A lot of these people, like these young, I don't know what it is. They come off as very entitled, as if things are supposed to be owed to them, right? Like fun, having fun is something that's owed to them. If you want to have fun, go have fun. Do what you want to do. Like, you want to have fun, go enjoy yourself. Oh, you can't because what? You got to go to work? Oh, welcome to being an adult. Right? We all have these responsibilities. Like, we all have responsibilities, right? We have bills to pay, right? You can't always have the fun that you want to do in life, right? Because you have things you have to do. You have responsibilities. All right? You have $500. I don't even know if that's $500 per month. If it's $500 per month, that's crazy. Like, I don't know if she hasn't given the details, but she says a $500 bill. I'm not sure if that's a total amount of debt that she has, or that's something per month, which is wild. All right. But it's because you have all these responsibilities that you have to go to work and take care of these responsibilities, right? Just like every adult. Okay, sometimes, and these are the sacrifices that you make in order to live in a civilized world that we live in today, right? You want to drive a car. Well, you got to pay insurance. You got to buy the car. You got to do all these things. You want cable. You got to pay for. You have to pay. These are things called bills. You have to pay for these things. And like I said, if you want to have fun, that you can have fun on your own time, right? The fun that you want to have, that's your responsibility. No one's responsibility for you to have fun. Right? And yes, I understand things are tough. Things are very expensive these days. It makes it very difficult to enjoy the life that you want to enjoy. However, you have a responsibility as an adult to take care of the things that you need in your life. And yes, you have to go to work like most adults, working adults. I've always had to do. You want the things that you want, the nice things that you want, to do the things that you want to do, you have to go to work. Right, and it's the responsibilities that we all have to deal with as being an adult, and yes, these things are something that we all have to deal with. Like just as your parents had to sacrifice when they had you as when you were a child, right? They had their life. Like I don't have any kids, but I have friends that have children, and one thing they always tell you is that once you have children, your life is no longer your own. Okay, you don't really get to have the fun that you want to do. You don't get to travel the way you want to do it. You don't get to enjoy the life that you really want to do because you have to make sure that child is raised properly, right? That child has needs that needs to be met until they can grow up into an adult and handle their own responsibilities. But until that child can do that, as capable, your life is no longer your own, and you have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice sleep. You have to sacrifice time. You have to sacrifice a lot of things. And these are all the things that we as adults have to understand, right? These are things that we all know, okay? And when it comes to bills are there because you decided to buy things that you need in order to live your life, right? You get housing, right? You got to pay utility bills. Okay, you wanted a car. Of course, you need a car to go to work. Well, you have to pay. If you didn't pay cash, well, you have bills. You got to pay gas. These are things that we all have to do. Right? None of these things are owed to you. These are very, and it doesn't matter where you go. These are things you have to pay in order to live. All right. So let's let her finish up.
And then keep going back to work for 40 hours. And you only use 16 of my hours to have fun. And usually I won't use up all the 16 hours because I have other stuff to do. That's crazy. This is insanity. I think I'm gonna move to Europe. Yeah, that sounds like the best solution.
What are you gonna do in Europe? Like, you think some people think they can just like avoid responsibility. You think you can go to Europe and do what? Like, you're not gonna have bills to pay there either. Like, you gonna live on the street, or somebody's gonna give you a home to live in. Like, you're gonna have to pay bills there too, right? And you know how you solve this problem? Obviously, for a lot of people, I mean, it's money, right? If you have the money to do the things that you need to do, then these are things that you don't have to worry about. However, you still have to put in the work, right? If you want to be able to live that life of leisure, man, you're gonna have to put in work. You can start your own business, and work more than 40 hours, and you'll learn that you don't have no life until in the front end, anyways, right? You build up that business, and then when you build up a system for that business to make money on its own, then at the back end, you can enjoy your life. However, you got to put in that sacrifice in order to get there. But whether you go to Europe, whether you go to South America, doesn't matter where you go. Things have to be paid. Now, obviously, the smart thing would be to do, and a lot of people are doing this, is if you have a job that's going to pay you American dollars, and you go to a place like, South America or East Asia, whatever, that where your dollar's going to go further, then that makes sense. A lot of people are doing that, and that is an effective way to save money. Make sure your dollars are stretched longer, and you can get to enjoy the life that you the best way you can, right? As much as you want. However, if you're going to go to another country using their money, it's going to be difficult depending on where you live. And Europe. Last time I checked, Europe is not any cheaper, right? Europe is just as expensive as the United States in some cases, right? And you think going to Europe is going to help you avoid responsibility, then you have another thing coming. I know they got this thing called free healthcare. Maybe that's what you're hoping to avoid here in the United States. But I mean, people in Europe are not out here just living life. I know a lot of people like to reference Europe as this place to go because it's, oh my gosh, like Europe, they don't have to work as hard. Everybody has their issues, okay? But let's be real. Everybody wants to come to the United States. right? And I'm blessed to be here in the United States, and I think a lot of people don't appreciate how great they have it here in the United States, and sometimes they go to another country and they find out the grass is not always greener, and they're like, all right, yeah, life is still a struggle, because you can't avoid that. Like, you think you can outrun your struggles, you can't outrun responsibilities. That's usually not the case. Okay, unless, like I said, if you can take American dollars and bring it to another country, then maybe you can make it work. But most people, going to another country is not going to solve your problems. Okay, and for a lot of people, I know they like to think of it as United States is just this very expensive place and it's just impossible to live. Like, yeah, man, there's a lot of worse. There's a lot of places worse that you could be in a lot of worse situations that people just don't realize because they haven't been anywhere else. So those are my thoughts. Interested to hear your thoughts. Make sure to leave a comment down below, hit the like button, share, and if you haven't done so, make sure to subscribe. All right, so you guys take care. Have a good one. Later.